You took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water, as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Good afternoon and welcome into this IdahoSports.com game streams production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage on IdahoSports.com is brought to you by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valley-wide co-op and country stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. Well, I'm sure as you can hear, the Pirates of the Caribbean theme being played by the pep band to our right, which means we must be in WestSide country, and that is the site for this 2A quarterfinal matchup as the top-seeded WestSide Pirates welcome in the 8th-seeded Grangeville Bulldogs here from Dayton. Hi, everybody inside the broadcast booth. Brandon Bainey alongside Matt Kelly. All right, Westside comes in with a 31-game winning streak, the best in the state of Idaho. They're the two-time defending 2A state champs. And, oh, by the way, this is a rematch of the quarterfinal round a year ago.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a good game today. You know, we got clear skies. It's a little bit overcast, coming in off the mountain range here in Dayton. And we're just getting ready to kick off here. We have the Pirates in their maroon, both uniforms and pants, and the Bulldogs in their white uniforms with navy bottoms.
So here we go. Westside won the toss, chose to defer to the second half. Bryler Shirtliff will kick off here for the Pirates. This is a line drive kick with the wind that will roll into the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 for the Grangeville offense. They'll be moving left to right here in this opening quarter of action. So what do we know about this Grangeville team? Well, they come in with a 3-5 record, but that record is deceiving. They played 4A Moscow, 3A Bonners Ferry, 3A Weiser, 3A McCall Donnelly, 3A Kellogg. Talking to their head coach, Jeff Adams, he said, look, we didn't want to play those teams, but we had to because where we're at regionally, we just don't have very many options, and their max preps rating kind of got dinged because of the teams they played. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They love to run the football. They want to control the clock today, and they start with a handoff off the left side that gets a couple on the carry for the Bulldogs. That time was Colin Geckner, and he and Caleb Fry will be the two guys doing most of the work. Geckner gets a gain of 1.
Trying to see, Brandon, if quarterback, we have David Goyka out there today.
It will be 2nd down and 10. This is a pass to the flat right side. It's intercepted at the 29-yard line. Jared Lindsley threw that up for Grangeville, and it ends up getting picked off.
And that's right, rather Jared Lindsley playing quarterback, the senior.
So Lindsley throws an interception on his first pass attempt of the day. That was picked off, I believe, by Bryler Shurtleff, the Idaho State University commit. He'll play receiver and defensive back today for the Pirates. And it is now 1st and 10 for WestSide, starting at the 27-yard line of Grangeville. So this is a great position for this WestSide offense. They love to run the wing T here. Cage Brokens is the main featured back in this offense. Under center, it's Blaze Brown. Will play action fake. Go into the end zone on the very first play. Shurtleff alone for the touchdown. And just like that, WestSide up 6-0. So Blaze Brown comes out on fire on his first pass of the day. It's a 27-yard touchdown to Bryler Shurtleff.
Yeah, I don't know if he just found some area out there. He seemed all alone, and he's coming back for the pass and just stuck his hands up and grabbed it in the end zone.
And now it's Christian Plancarte on for the point after try. Boy, 11-11 into this opening quarter of action. Already 6-0 WestSide. And Plancarte's kick is through the uprights and in, so you can't ask for a better start if you're WestSide. An interception on the opening drive defensively, and immediately a one-play touchdown drive as Blaze Brown throws a 14-yard touchdown pass to Bryler Shurtleff. And this is what makes WestSide so tough, Matt.
Absolutely. I haven't seen much of the 2A game this year, but just judging from this opening drive, it's no wonder that they're the defending state champs, Brandon. The defense locked down on that interception as well as their drive into the end zone. Just a well-oiled machine here.
Well, today's game brought to you in part by Irwin Drug. Whether you're in a rush to pick up a Hallmark card, health and beauty supplies, or making a beeline to the pharmacy, Irwin Drug in Grangeville understands the busy pace of everyday life. Locally owned and operated since 1944, they understand the value of offering competitive prices without compromising small-town service. Visit them in person and enjoy the colorful variety and beautifully displayed sundry items they have stocked on their shelves at Irwin Drug. You can find them at 146 West Main Street in Grangeville. You can check them out online at irwindrug.com or give them a call at 208-983-1090. Irwin Drug proudly supports Grangeville athletics. Kick by WestSide into the end zone for another touchback. So, talking to Grangeville head coach Jeff Adams prior to the game today, I said, what are the keys to the game? He said, well, we have to tackle well on defense. He said, they're fast, we're not. We're kind of a bigger, more physical team. And so already behind the 8 ball here, 7-0. This feels like an important drive for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Grangeville as Jared Lindsley lines up under center. We'll give to the fullback, Geckner, and Geckner gets a yard, maybe 2. In on the stop for the Pirates, Jacob Stokes in there at defensive tackle. He's a good one.
Yeah, I'm noticing they're going a little bit more spread than WestSide is. It's a common theme here in the 2A ranks to kind of do the, like you said, the wing tee or just packed in the middle and then execute the run game.
I formation here as Lindsley lines up at center on 2nd and 8. It is going to be a quarterback keeper, and Lindsley is snuffed out. Stokes again in on the tackle for the Pirates. And that is no gain on the play, 3rd down and 8. Grangeville actually had a regular season game last week. While the playoffs were happening simultaneously, they played St. Mary's in a game that basically decided the District 1 and 2 championship in the Central Idaho League. The winner of that was going to get a first-round bye anyways as a district champ, so that's why they were able to play that game while the playoffs were happening. Grangeville won that game 21-14. Lindsley, the quarterback, scored the game-winning touchdown inside a minute to play. 3rd down, Lindsley, nowhere to go, sacked, back at the 20-yard line. And a quick 3 and out for the Bulldogs. In on the stop for the Pirates that time. Coming off the edge, it was one of the linebackers, Easton Shirtliff.
Yeah, they'll line up in punt formation here as they surely have to get it out of here on 20. They're kicking into the wind, so we'll see how far this punt goes.
Easton Shirtliff back deep to return for WestSide, and yeah, you said kicking into the wind, so not much distance on it. It will take a bounce at the 40 and be downed at the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10 for WestSide from the 42-yard line. Good field position for the Pirates. .24 to play in the opening quarter of action. 7-0 WestSide on top here on their 2nd offensive possession of the game. Shirtliff lined up wide to the left. Plancarte, the man in motion. Blaze Brown back to pass, rolling out right side. He's sacked. Back across the 50 into Grangeville territory. Coming through on the sack for the Bulldogs that time, Rusty Baggett. So Baggett with a huge sack of Blaze Brown. That loses 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 18 with the ball back at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, a couple notables here on the Pirates offensive line. A bunch of freshmen I've noticed taking their spot.
Plancarte handoff right side. That ball nearly came out. Christian Plancarte is kind of the speed back in this WestSide offense. Plancarte fumbled it at the very end, but fell right back on top of it and actually lost a yard. So it's now 3rd down and 19 for WestSide from their own 48-yard line here with 8:25 and counting in this opening quarter of action. So WestSide will break the huddle here. Under center, Blaze Brown. Handoff right side. It's a double handoff. Plancarte working back to the left side, trying to break it outside. Takes it to the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. That is a gain of 6 on the double handoff to Christian Plancarte off the left side. But it is a 4th down, and WestSide, I think, will come out to punt for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting punt. You know, it's with the wind in their back, and they're also on their about 45-yard line. Not much room, I guess. You have a chance to pin him if you have a good enough punter, I guess. And that's number 23 punting, Shirtliff.
Yeah, Bryler Shirtliff, he's a great all-around athlete. He punts, he kicks off, he plays receiver, DB, committed to Idaho State University, which is incredible for a kid from a school the size of WestSide. That punt goes into the end zone for a touchback, so 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Today's game brought to you in part by Cash and Carry Foods in Grangeville. They've been family-owned and operated since 1978, providing a unique and family-friendly shopping experience. They have a large selection of fresh fruits and vegetables, including locally grown produce when available. Their meats are fresh cut, and special orders are always welcome. Cash and Carry Foods also has the best deli, bakery, and frozen food section around. Come in and see for yourself at 222 East Main Street in Grangeville, and check out their weekly ad at cashcarryfoods.com. So 1st and 10 for Grangeville from their own 20, starting with a handoff right side. This is Caleb Fry breaking it to the outside to the 35 and the 36-yard line. Caleb Fry picks up 16 and a first down.
Yeah, you mentioned, Brandon, at the beginning of this game, you're going to be watching Caleb Fry as he's an explosive running back. You know, he finds those outside holes. He'll make you pay with his legs.
Yeah, actually took it up to the 37, so a gain of 17. Caleb Fry is also a great linebacker, one of the great two-way players in the 2A ranks. So here's Grangeville finally getting a little breathing room. 1st and 10 from their own 37, working left to right here in this opening quarter of action. I formation. Geckner, the fullback, gets the carry, and Geckner gets 2 to the 39. 7-0 WestSide lead, 6:40 and counting, opening quarter of action. So they reseed all of the quarterfinal teams. WestSide got a first-round bye, so did Grangeville, but because Grangeville's Max Preps ranking was so low, they got the number 8 seed overall and had to travel here to WestSide in the opening round. Coach Adams wasn't happy about that. The Max Preps ranking system has some flaws. Among them, you don't get rewarded for playing up. So, for example, Grangeville played 4A Moscow earlier this year. Well, Moscow was a pretty average 4A team. The computer just sees, well, they were an average team. You should have beat them, even though it's 2 levels above you. So, a lot of problems with that. Grangeville, so they had to basically hit the road as Geckner gets the carry off the left side, a gain of 2 more. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now. So this is where the Bulldogs are at. They have to be road warriors, knowing that if they win today, they're coming right back to East Idaho next week to play Bear Lake. The winner of this game will take on Bear Lake in the semifinals next week. Okay, sounds good. 3rd down and 6. Handoff left side to Lindsley. Actually, Lindsley kept it on a quarterback scramble, lost a yard, and it is 4th down and 5. So Lindsley lost a yard. The 4th down, Grangeville will punt.
Some good looks out of this Grangeville drive here, though. They were able to pick up first down and really kind of show that their running was working.
Here's the punt by Grangeville into the wind. A better punt this time, taken to the 30-yard line by Easton Shirtliff. And a return out to the 35-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for WestSide.
Yeah, Grangeville making the almost 8-hour drive down from north of Boise, north of everything down here, and that's like you mentioned, that's a long way to turn around to come back to Bear Lake, another team down here in the very southern eastern part of Idaho.
Here's Cage Brokens on 1st down, breaking it into the secondary and taking it all the way into the end zone for a WestSide touchdown. Handoff off the right side. That is a 65-yard touchdown run.
Brandon, is that just efficiency the Pirates have shown this year, or is it?
Yes.
Is that miscommunication? What is it?
In a word, yes. Cage Brokens has been phenomenal this year, running the ball for WestSide. That was his first carry of the game, and that makes it a 13-0 Pirates lead. And Plancarte on for the point after try as well, and that one does clear it. So 14-0 WestSide, a 65-yard touchdown run by Cage Brokens. And he is the main focal point of this offense in terms of running the ball. He's so shifty into the open field, and you saw it there on that 65-yard run.
Yeah, not only that, he turned on his afterburners, and there's no chance, no angle that any of the Bulldogs could have taken to pin him against the sideline there. He was off and he was gone.
Today's game brought to you in part by Les Schwab Grangeville. Les Schwab in Grangeville, where manager Jeremy Zimmerman and his crew are committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-983-1650 or stop by at 411 East Main Street. Les Schwab in Grangeville is a proud supporter of the Grangeville Bulldogs. And today's game also brought to you by Columbia Grain, a proud supporter of Grangeville Athletics. They want to wish them good luck in the tournament. 208-340-2911. So 4:48 to play in the opening quarter of action. 14-0 WestSide, and the Pirates will be kicking off again here to Bryler Shirtliff. Well, Coach Adams talked about it. They're fast. We're not as fast, so we have to be able to tackle well in space. But that time, Brokens took the handoff and basically was free and clear. That goes way deep into the end zone. That cleared the crossbar. The fans here at Westside love that as Bryler Shirtliff kicked off and it went over the field goal post and through. Obviously a touchback.
Yeah, that's, these boys here in Westside, this is, obviously it's a big deal here in this small community. They have football that is, returning again to the state championships, and this is the textbook definition of a hometown just getting behind the school, and also these boys just being hometown heroes. And so it's a very big deal, as you can hear, and if you could notice.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Hand off to Caleb Fry off the left side, and Fry meets Aaron McDaniel, good sophomore defensive lineman for Westside, and Fry's able to pick up 3 to make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, this Pirates defense is they're going 5 up front, really kind of bringing the heat.
So 2nd and 7. This is a handoff to Geckner, the fullback up the middle, and Geckner didn't have anywhere to go. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll have to see. Stokes and McDaniel in there on the tackle for Westside. It looks like he got a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6. So 3:50 to play, opening quarter. It is 14-0 Westside on top of Grangeville in this 2A quarterfinal battle. Lindsley under center in an I formation. Receiver to the right side, and Westside jumped. So now instead of 3rd and 6, it's going to be 3rd and 1. A little easier to pick up.
Yeah, I think that's a good break for Grangeville to pick up here. It's all about conditioning and making sure that you're ready for in the playoffs. Anything will matter. Jumping off sides is a big game turner in these situations.
Definitely. 3:15 to play here in our opening quarter of action. 14-0 Westside leading. Grangeville trying to sneak it on 3rd and 1. Jared Lindsley with the quarterback keeper. And I think he got enough for the 1st down. We'll see. Yeah, they say he got it. So Jared Lindsley keeps the drive going. And for Grangeville, really, if they're going to come in here today and knock off this Goliath in 2A football, right? Westside hasn't lost since early September 2019, and that was against Snake River, a 3A program, and they only lost 7-6. They've rattled off 31 straight wins since then. If they're going to knock off this Westside team, it's going to be ball control, cashing in on their drives, and playing good defense. They're already behind the 8 ball a little bit on the defense, but if they can get a good, long-scoring drive here, that would help. Toss play, left side, Caleb Fry looking for the edge, got a yard, maybe 2. Strung out along that far sideline on the pursuit that time for Westside. It was Hayden Robinson.
Yeah, I'm noticing that's a very big key factor in this Pirate defense is being able to contain the outsides, making them, as you said, string out to the sidelines and forcing them out of bounds, only picking up a yard or 2 at a time.
So it will be 2nd down, and we'll officially call it 10. I guess Fry only got a half a yard there. So 2nd and 10, Bulldogs still working left to right here in this opening quarter of action, trailing 14-0. Back to pass is Lindsley going deep over the middle. The ball hanging in the wind, and it's almost caught at the Westside 40-yard line by Miles LaFay. boy, the wind got that, and it just wobbled. And LaFay, by the time he turned around, it was almost like he was going to catch a punt, but it falls to the ground incomplete.
Yeah, it's going to be a factor definitely today. I haven't had a chance to check out the forecast. I'll see what that entails for us later today.
Well, it's a day that ends in Y in southeast Idaho, which means it's going to be windy, Matt. That's usually how that works. And so Grangeville, this is almost one of those games where the wind becomes a factor. And if you're going against the wind, it's going to be really hard to pass. 3rd and 10, 4 wide this time for the Bulldogs. It is a draw play to Geckner, got a yard, and that's it. Jacob Stokes in on the tackle for WestSide. 4th down, and Grangeville will have to punt. 2:10 to play here in the opening quarter of action. And again, the winner of this will advance to play Bear Lake, the 4th-seeded Bears. They beat 5th-seeded Nampa Christian last night in the quarterfinal round, and this play stopped before it can start. A timeout taken by WestSide. So the punt will be coming up in just a moment. Today's game brought to you in part by Syringa Hospital and Clinics, proud to share its home with the Grangeville Bulldogs. Their highest priority is keeping every student healthy. Hey, could you not bump that, please? Thank you. Their highest priority is keeping every student healthy and safe so they can continue to shine athletically and academically. Syringa provides quality health care right at home, where Bulldogs have access to sports physicals, physical therapy, MRI, CT, X-ray scans, and much more. Check first with Syringa to get the quality care you need with people who care about your success. Syringa Hospital and Clinics, 208-983-1700, dedicated to providing you the quality health care experience you deserve. All right, so after all that, punt situation coming up here for Grangeville. Here is the punt with the win. Will roll out of bounds around the 40, where it'll be 1st and 10 for WestSide. All right, so the Pirates have shown that big playability on their first 2 drives, Matt. The 27-yard touchdown pass from Blaze Brown to Bryler Shurtleff and the 65-yard touchdown run by Cage Brokens. If you're Grangeville, how do you get a stop?
Yeah, head coach Adams, he said it right. It's all about tackles, making sure that you are finding that person with the ball. As the Pirates, they like the double handoff. They like the misdirection. Being able to track that down and contain, getting those tackles. Rolling left.
Handoff, 1st down to Cage Brokens. And a nice job by Grangeville, staying at home, making the tackle. And again on the stop for the Bulldogs, that was Rusty Baggett. He had that big sack, and that time holds Brokens to just a yard.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a key factor if they can keep these things to one or two yards at a time, like they just did. That's going to be contributing to a big stop here.
2nd down and 9 for WestSide. Final minute 15 of this opening quarter of action. Brown going to go under center. Will hand off left side. This is Tyson Moser with the Tyson Moser is the head coach of WestSide. This is his son, Parker Moser. Parker, the sophomore, able to slash it across the 50 and pick up the 1st down to the Grangeville 46-yard line. That is a gain of 11 on that carry. So Parker Moser gets 11, 1st and 10 for WestSide. Ball is in Grangeville territory now at their 46. Handoff right side. And again, a quarterback keeper for Blaze Brown as he takes it up to the 40. That's a gain of 6. Final 30 seconds of this opening period. 14-0 WestSide with the lead. Looks like they're going to get one more play in here before the end of the period. Brown out of a shotgun formation. Moser on his right hip. They fake it. Now they do hand it off to Cage Brokens going left to right. Brokens inside the 30. Down around the Grangeville 27-yard line. A gain of 13. And another 1st down with 13 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
Grangeville just almost reeling, trying to find something to stop him. Here's the end of the quarter, and Coach Adams will have some words for his defense here to pull him out of the end zone.
That's right. WestSide rolling here after one quarter, 14-0 lead. We'll come back with the second quarter in just a moment. You're listening to the 2A quarterfinals on IdahoSports.com.
The Westside School District has maintained the same conservative annual levy since 2004. This rate of $185 per student tax rate is 10 times less than the state of Idaho average, which is $2,000 per student. Now, this has been possible because of generous donors, as well as the school district being able to utilize sound financial practices. Now, even with this low tax rate, the district has completed 7 major construction projects and has also been able to achieve and maintain some of the highest academic test scores in the entire state.
Moser.
Welcome back to Westside High School as Blaze Brown on 1st and 10 from the Grangeville 27 completes the pass on the left side to Parker Moser all the way down to the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 14 and a first down for the Pirates.
That's red zone territory, definitely. We're on the, like you said, the 15. They're going to be looking for the end zone here.
So 1st and 10 from the Grangeville 13, working left to right in this second quarter. Handoff right side, Cage Brokens inside the 5 and down around the 2.
And that'll set up 1st and goal.
Let's see where they put that at. I think it's at the 2, right?
Yep.
$11:15 and counting before the end of the first half. 1st and goal from the 2. Brokens trying to get there, got down to the 1.
Coming out of that I formation, just, it's classic halfback dive up the 2 hole, and he gets a yard. I guess you do that one more time, maybe.
And Grangeville, holding the point of attack pretty well there. Trevor Early on that defensive tackle spot. Actually, that's Isaac Dewey, the senior, in at defensive tackle for Grangeville, doing a nice job that time. So, 2nd and goal for Westside from the 1. Brown under center. Brokens the back behind him. Quarterback sneak. Blaze Brown into the end zone for a Westside touchdown. Westside up 20-0 with 10:27 to play before halftime. Well, that was pretty simple. Just a quarterback plunge and in.
Yeah, I like that, Brandon. It's, simple.
And Plancarte on for the point after try again. Snap down, kick by Plancarte, a high wobbler that does clear the uprights. So 21-0 Westside with 10:27 to play here before halftime.
Couple Bulldogs on that play were able to almost just step over the center and the guard before he'd get roughing the snapper on that. But, he was close to blocking it.
So today's game brought to you in part by Preston Auto Parts. For over 20 years, Preston Auto Parts has been serving the folks in Preston and the surrounding area with the best auto parts and customer service around. Preston Auto Parts is an independent CarQuest dealer and proudly supports Preston Athletics. Preston Auto Parts wants to wish the boys good luck in the state playoffs today. Also, Cliff Stokes Plumbing, serving the Cache Valley for 10 years. Cliff has over 35 years of experience in the plumbing industry, so whether it's a new install, a repair, a water heater change out, or time for an upgrade, call the experts at Cliff Stokes Plumbing at 435-770-8251. Cliff Stokes Plumbing wants to wish the WestSide boys good luck in the state playoffs today. So WestSide ready to kick off here. Breiler Shirtlift to do the honors. Two Bulldogs back deep to return, kicking with the win, or into the win this time. It will be taken at the 5-yard line by Miles LaFay. He is an electrifying return man. He returned the second half kickoff for a touchdown last week in that 21-14 win over St. Mary's. And LaFay is able to get it out to the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. So 10:22 to play here before halftime. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Handoff right side. That is Caleb Fry on the carry, getting a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 10:05 to play here before halftime. 21-0 WestSide lead. Grangeville trying to get something going here. They've got 4 wide, 2 to either side. Lindsley back to pass, throwing an out route, caught by LaFay at the 25-yard line, trying to work his way upfield, but WestSide was there, well defended. Breiler, Shirtlift, and Plancarte comboing on the stop that time for the Pirates, and LaFay is able to pick up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. So Miles LaFay able to take it to the 26-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 6 for Grangeville. They've got to get to the 30 to pick up the 1st down here. And the Bulldogs working right to left in this second quarter of action, down 21-0. Lindsley throwing. That ball is complete to Caleb Fry. We'll see if forward progress got him the 1st down. The officials are signaling that it did. Fry caught it right at the 30 and then was driven backwards. So Lindsley to Fry completes the pass. And it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 30-yard line with 8:50 to play before halftime. To a quarterfinal showdown here, and Grangeville's quarterback, Jared Lindsley, jogging over to the sideline to get the play call from head coach Jeff Adams. Grangeville, a long trip down here, long bus ride. Playing WestSide for the 2nd year in a row in the quarterfinals in Dayton. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Handoff to Caleb Fry, and WestSide pushes him back this time for a loss of a yard, and maybe he got right back to the line of scrimmage. We'll have to see. In on the stop for WestSide that time, Angel Montano. Montano, a big guy down there on that defensive line, and no gain on that carry by Fry. It'll be 2nd down and 10 with 8 minutes to play before halftime. And again, Grangeville wanting to work the clock a little bit here. That WestSide offense, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. Want to keep them off the field if they can. 2nd and 10. Play action. Rolling out right side is Lindsley. Feeling the heat. Firing deep. He's got a man wide open. That's caught at the 40. A blown coverage by WestSide, and he'll take it to the 35-yard line of the Pirates. On the reception for the Bulldogs is Sam Lindsley. That's Jared's brother. All the way to the 35-yard line. That is a gain of 35 and a 1st down. And maybe that's the shot in the arm that Grangeville needs. 35 yards from one Lindsley to another. Jared finding his brother Sam, and it's 1st and 10 for Grangeville with the ball at the WestSide 35-yard line. 7:15 to play before halftime. Lindsley under center, I formation. It's going to be an inside counter to Miles LaFay, and LaFay gets tripped up by Easton Shirtliff after a gain of only a yard. It'll be second down and 9. So inside handoff that time to LaFay. Bulldogs going to break the huddle here. They'll send 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. And a pistol formation here as Lindsley takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws a quick curl route that's caught at the 30-yard line of WestSide by Caleb Fry. So Fry makes the reception for a gain of 4, and it'll be third down and 5 now for Grangeville. Third down and 5 for the Bulldogs with the ball at the 30-yard line of WestSide. This is a big play for Grangeville, down 21-0 and 6:05 to play before halftime. Trying to get back into this 2A quarterfinal battle. Lindsley, 2 receivers either side, back to pass, 3rd and 5, feeling the pass rush, throwing deep, it is tipped and intercepted. Plancarte picks it off at the 25-yard line, and Plancarte returns it out to the 28. So the ball was a little high for LaFay, tried to get a hand on it on the left side, it was tipped and intercepted by Christian Plancarte. And just when Grangeville was driving, WestSide is able to come away with an interception with 5:45 to play before halftime, leading 21-0. The second interception by WestSide today as well. And so now it's the Pirates back to work on offense here. 1st and 10 for WestSide from their own 29-yard line with 5:45 to play here before halftime. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle. This is Cage Brokens taking it to the 35-yard line for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. So right as Grangeville was driving, they end up turning it over, and now it's WestSide with the ball back with 5:15 to play before halftime. 2nd down and 4. Brown out of a shotgun, now claps his hands and everybody shifts, and Brown goes under center with split backs. It is a handoff to Brokens up the middle as the first down across the 40. That ball came out at the end, and what's the call here? They're going to say down by contact. That ball popped out of there and right into the hands of Josh Nichols of Grangeville, but they're going to say Brokens was down, and that is a first down across the 40 to the 44-yard line, a gain of 9 for Cage Brokens. First and 10 for WestSide. Brown out of a shotgun. Will hand off on a sweep play left to right. This is Brokens. And Cage Brokens across the 45 to the 46. Strung out there as reaching out to grab him around the ankle was Quincy Daniels of Grangeville. That was a nice tackle. So Daniels with the stop. It's a gain of only 4 on the carry for Cage Brokens. It is 2nd down and 6 for WestSide. Brown out of the shotgun, handoff to Parker Moser going left side, has the edge, the 50, and brought down at the Grangeville 45. A penalty flag comes out at the end of the play as well. We'll see what the call is here. At the moment, it is a gain of 7 and a first down. We'll see what the call is, though.
That was kind of a little late. I'm wondering if it's on the tackle.
Right, I'm thinking maybe a face mask, but it looks like it's against WestSide. We'll see. It is holding on the Pirates, so wipe out that 7-yard run for Parker Moser, and we will reset, and it'll be 2nd down and long now for the Pirates. WestSide leading 21-0. We'll get the ball to start the second half. So this is a pretty important defensive possession for Grangeville. They're going to try and get the ball back and maybe give themselves one more chance here before halftime. It'll be second down and 10 now for WestSide from their own 44-yard line. Brown out of the shotgun. Will take off on a quarterback keeper up the middle across the 50 to the 45 and down to the Grangeville 43-yard line. So they needed 10. Blaze Brown gives them 13 and a first down.
These Pirates, they keep coming. All these stops that Grangeville needs. They have to, I guess, reset at halftime and find out what they need to make these stops.
First and 10 for WestSide. Ball at the Grangeville 43. Brown fakes the run, now throwing off his back foot. It is almost caught one-handed by Plancarte at the 40-yard line on the near sideline, but Plancarte bobbles it and it drops incomplete. That was just the third pass of the day for Blaze Brown. He's 2 for 3 so far, one of them for a touchdown. And that's kind of what WestSide lives on, right? It's 4 yards here, 3 yards here, and then boom, they'll pop you for a big play when you least expect it. So second and 10 for WestSide. From the 43-yard line of Grangeville, Plancarte in motion, quarterback keeper for Blaze Brown. Look at this, a first down across the 35, down to the Grangeville 31, a gain of 12 and a first down. Miles LaFay coming up to make the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the way LaFay tackled him, it looked like he almost had a chance to pop the ball out. But, you know, props to Blaze Brown just being able to hold on to it and take him down.
Brown out of a shotgun formation. He's got a hood on the back of his shoulder pads, but no long sleeves. So I wonder what kind of hoodie he's wearing underneath his jersey today. Brown under center, split backs behind him. First and 10 for WestSide from the 31 of Grangeville. 2:20 to play before halftime. Quick hitter to Parker Moser up the middle across the 25 and down to the 23-yard line of Grangeville. That is a gain of 8 and second down and 2 now for WestSide.
Yeah, they're moving consistently. There's with just enough lull as they call in their plays each time they're going into a huddle. It's a stop and go offense for sure.
Second down and 3 for the Pirates. 1:45 to play before halftime. WestSide trying to get another score here before the end of the half. Brown back to pass. A screen pass to the left side. Shurtleff with the catch. And with the tackle for WestSide, that was a good tackle out in space for the Bulldogs. Coming up on the stop to make sure he couldn't get going was Angel Kent. So Kent on the tackle. Shurtleff actually got right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So it's third down and 3 now for WestSide from the Grangeville 23. 1:15 to play before halftime. And again, WestSide does get the ball to start the second half of action. An Idaho best 31-game winning streak coming into today's matchup. Third down, Brown, quarterback keeper, will take it across the 20 to the 19 for the first down, 4 yards.
So with just about a minute left, I guess the game plan is just to kind of control the clock until halftime, leaving the Bulldogs no chance.
Yeah, they want to take this thing all the way down to the end of the first half here. First and 10, Brown back to pass, gonna loft it to the end zone. It's caught by Shurtleff, diving for the pylon, and they'll say he got it across for a WestSide touchdown. What a tremendous play by Bryler Shurtleff. He caught it on an out route at the 5-yard line, and then as he was running upfield, he dove for the pylon as he was spinning out of bounds. He adjusted and got it over for the touchdown. So a 20-yard score from Brown to Shurtleff. Meanwhile, we have an injured WestSide player down on the field. It looks like it's one of the offensive linemen, so you hate to see that.
Yeah, you hate to see those big guys go down because, you know, when they do go down, it's something serious because these guys play in and out, both directions oftentimes. And we hope he's doing all right. They're looking at his knee, it looks like.
Yeah, there's 44 seconds to go before halftime. It is now 27-0 WestSide. And it looks like he's going to pop up and be okay. That's Trey Priestley. He is a sophomore on that offensive line for WestSide, and Priestley walking off under his own power, which is always great to see. Before the PAT, we'll tell you that today's game is brought to you by UNI Furniture. They would like to wish the WestSide boys good luck at state. The U is for Utah, and the I is for Idaho, and they offer complete home furnishings, appliances, and flooring products that are up to date. And they commit to giving you the best buy at UNI. Go Pirates from UNI Furniture. Plancarte on for the point after try again. It will be out of the hold of Hayden Robinson, and now it's blown dead before it can start. And encroachment against Grangeville.
Yeah, they had a guy jump on that, caused the Pirate offensive line to jump as well. So that's going to be just reset and do it again.
So looks like they'll just move it a yard closer. Plancarte knocks it through. 28-0 WestSide. Nothing short of impressive, right?
Absolutely, Brandon. It's just kind of a one-sided game here today. We'll see how the Bulldogs respond to halftime.
Just 44 seconds to play before halftime. Brandon Baney alongside Matt Kelly bringing you this 2A quarterfinal matchup here on IdahoSports.com. 28-0 WestSide lead. They will get the ball to start the second half as well. And Matt, this is your first time seeing WestSide this year. I've seen them. This is now the third time I've been to a WestSide game. What do you think?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, they're really putting their back-to-back state champions name to the test here. They're really kind of showing what it means to be a state champion here in the state of Idaho. Just kind of dominant and like just running the ball, nonstop. It's kind of a dominance thing, like I've been saying. Just control the game speed, control the time.
Shirtlift line drive kick takes a high bounce at the 30-yard line and picked up there on the return for Grangeville out to the 35-yard line is Colin Geckner. So Geckner on the return, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 35-yard line. And Grangeville, Grangeville's a good team too. They come in with that 3-5 record that we talked about. It doesn't indicate the talent on this team. The problem for the Bulldogs is numbers. Coach Adams says, when I started the year, I had about 11 varsity players, right? And we were filling in the gaps with JV guys. He says, now I've got about 13 varsity players, but still, it's a lot of Ironman football. Everybody playing both ways pretty much. And against a WestSide team that's got big, robust numbers. Now, they got a lot of 2A players as well, but that's been a big problem for Grangeville this year, has been the lack of depth. 1st and 10, Lindsley back to pass, feeling the heat. Rolling out right side on the run, fires deep. It's intercepted at the 45-yard line of the Pirates. Third interception by the WestSide defense, this one from Owen Nielsen. Another turnover for WestSide with just 31 seconds to play before halftime.
Yeah, he jumped up and extended to make that catch. It was a pretty impressive play just right here on the 45 as he extended and pulled it down. And it's one of those you just read right from the quarterback's hand. And as a defensive back, that's the kind of stuff that dreams are made out of. Just being able to track it and rob that.
31 seconds to play before halftime. We'll see if WestSide goes for another score or wants to run the clock. They've got all 3 timeouts left. Brown going to throw a middle screen. It's caught by Bryler Shirtlift. Makes a man miss at the 45, the 40, the 35, cuts back inside, and finally brought down around the Grangeville 42. So after all of that, Bryler Shirtlift did a lot of dancing to take it to the 32-yard line. That is a gain of 13 and a first down. And a timeout taken here by WestSide, their first of the half. So while they take the timeout, we will step aside as well. You're listening to the 2021 2A quarterfinals on IdahoSports.com.
Show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1FCU. With our exclusive high school and college designs, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to WestSide High School in Dayton, Idaho. Brandon Bainey alongside Matt Kelly. 28-0 WestSide leading with 18 seconds to play here before halftime. The Pirates have a 1st and 10 at the Grangeville 33-yard line as they're trying to get one more score here before halftime. Blaze Brown will line up under center. Broken's the back behind him. It is a fake double handoff. Plancarte will keep it off the left side to the 25, the 20. Penalty flag comes out. For the moment, Plancarte has taken it to the 19-yard line for a gain of 14, but we'll see what the call is here. It looks like it's going to be against the Pirates.
Yeah, I think there's a holding here in the backfield that let Plancarte advance up to the next level there.
So the officials will get together and talk about it. Dayton, Idaho, kind of tucked away in the southeast corner of Idaho, just down the road from Preston. A lot of people don't know where Dayton is. A lot of people have heard of WestSide, and they say, well, where is that? Well, it's in Dayton. I've never heard of Dayton. Well, this is Dayton, Idaho. Beautiful facilities here. They've got a big fundraising project that we'll tell you about at halftime as well. So after that holding call, 1st down and 18 for WestSide. Brown flushed out of the pocket on the right side. Will stop and throw at the last moment. A rainbow into the end zone. It's intercepted at the goal line. Multiple flags come out. I think Brown was past the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. It was ultimately intercepted by Ray Holes Jr. for Grangeville. Now we'll see what the call is here. Almost every single official threw a penalty flag. And that was the last play of the first half as well. And Grangeville coach Jeff Adams says, you know what, let's just go to the locker room. So they could have taken penalty yardage, but he just says, you know what, we hit zeros, let's go to halftime. And at halftime, it is WestSide in front, 28-0 over Grangeville in this 2A quarterfinal battle. Grangeville will kick off to start the second half. WestSide will receive. We'll take a break for the halftime show and come back with more coverage. You're listening to the 2021 2A quarterfinals on IdahoSports.com.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise, so your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, Visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
It is halftime here at WestSide High School in Dayton, Idaho. Brandon Bainey alongside Matt Kelly on IdahoSports.com. And at halftime, the top-seeded Pirates leading the 8th-seeded Bulldogs from Grangeville in this 2A quarterfinal matchup, 28-0. WestSide showed the versatility, right? They have thrown for a touchdown. They've run for a couple of touchdowns. They've actually thrown for 2 touchdowns, right? And then defensively with 3 takeaways, 3 interceptions. Very impressive all-around performance for the top-seeded Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been both sides. It's not only just been their offense, it's been defense as well, and making those key stops and not allowing the Bulldogs to make any kind of drives at all. Really only a couple first downs here in this first half. The Bulldogs have been able to stick together.
And for Grangeville, we talked about they're a better team than the talent indicates. WestSide makes a lot of teams look bad. I've seen Coal Valley Christian, which was a playoff team, play WestSide this year and look bad. Bear Lake, which is a semifinal team, they got trounced by WestSide as well. This is just the premier program in 2A, and Grangeville just kind of ran into the buzzsaw in that first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a tale of a bunch of key factors just adding together. It's you got to wonder, Brandon, if it's a partly it's an 8-hour bus ride, so that's really feels more like a 24-hour bus ride, and not only that, you're missing a bunch of school. You're having to keep up on schoolwork before and after as you're traveling and just a bunch of key factors for a high school student to come all the way across the state to play.
Yeah, it's a long trip, and for Grangeville, where they're located, there aren't really too many close opportunities. Talking to Coach Adams before the game today, they played an incredibly difficult schedule, as we talked about. Moscow, which is a 4A school. They played Weiser, which could play for the 3A state championship, right? They played Kellogg and Bonners Ferry, which were good 3A programs. And Coach Adams says to me, he goes, did I want to go play Weiser, one of the 15 best teams in the state? Not really, but they're close. So we, budget-wise, these are public schools. They're not, they don't have all these endless budgets. You have to play who's close to you. And for Grangeville, they get penalized because of where they are located in the state of Idaho. And these Max Preps rankings never really took that into consideration. All it saw was that, Grangeville, you're the 8th seed. You're going to come to WestSide. Coach Adams says, if we win this game today and we've got to travel back to Eastern Idaho again next week, I don't know if we have the budget for that at the school, because that is an 8+ hour bus ride, and it is unfortunate because the same thing happened to Grangeville last year. They got into the playoffs, won their district, got the 8th seed, had to come to WestSide right away. So for the Bulldogs and their fans, this is kind of an eerie, familiar feeling here. Last year, I believe they only lost 28-14. It was a closer game. Grangeville was able to control the clock. They didn't fall behind super early like they did today. And so what do they do in the second half to try and get back into this?
I think, like he mentioned, Coach Adams, it's going to be stops on defense. It's going to be tackles. It's going to be keeping your head up, not looking at the clock or the scoreboard and seeing that 28-0. It's just playing the game that they've played all season long, just putting together some drives, sticking to what they know, their fundamentals. It's going to be a lot of picking each other up. Your teammates, when they get down, you go over and you make sure that you're the one to get them back up, and you keep running, you keep the tempo high.
Yeah, this is a tight-knit Grangeville group, certainly, and the camaraderie and the brotherhood is strong amongst these players. Let's take a look at the first half scoring summary. It started with Grangeville receiving the ball, and right away on the very first pass of the day, Jared Lindsley is intercepted by Bryler Shirtliff. That gave WestSide the ball at the 27-yard line, and on the very first offensive play for the Pirates, Blaze Brown 27 yards to Bryler Shirtliff. Plancarte with the point after. 7-0 WestSide, not even a minute into the game, and that really kind of set the tone for how things would go, right?
Absolutely. It's those things that's tone setters. So, you have a really good chance here. You're kicking off to start the second half of your Grangeville, and coaches, old time coaches like to say, go out there and hit him in the mouth. I think that's a good idea. Just make a statement piece. This has been a statement piece for WestSide, to be sure. Definitely showing all the other 2A schools out here that.
One by Shirtliff, one by Plancarte, one by Nielsen, and then 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 touchdowns through the air for WestSide. The first half stats look like this for WestSide: 161 yards on the ground, 74 yards through the air, 235 yards of total offense. That's pretty good. For Grangeville, 30 yards on the ground, 49 yards through the air, just 79 yards of total offense. And that kind of summarizes how it is 28-0.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's kind of a tale of good field positioning as well for WestSide. It's stopping the defense and, that wind that we've been talking about, the crosswind kicking into that wind. It's going to set up good field position every time their offense gets on the ball.
Yeah, so individually for WestSide in that first half, Cage Brokens had 9 carries for 122 yards and a touchdown. It was Parker Moser, 2 carries for 18 yards. Blaze Brown had 5 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. And Christian Plancarte had 2 catches for 5 yards. Passing, Blaze Brown, 5 of 6, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty tough to beat that production. Bryler Shirtliff, the main beneficiary, 4 catches, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Parker Moser has 1 catch for 14 yards. For Grangeville, Leading the ground game, it's Caleb Fry, 5 carries for 21 yards. It's Caleb Geckner, 6 carries for 9 yards. Miles LaFay has 1 carry for 1 yard. And Jared Lindsley, the quarterback, 4 carries for -1 yard. Lindsley passing 4 of 8, 49 yards. Of his 4 incompletions, 3 of them have been intercepted by WestSide. That's been the big problem. It is Sam Lindsley, 1 catch for 35 yards. Caleb Fry has 2 catches for 10 yards. And Miles LaFay, 1 catch for 4 yards. So that is the first half summary. 1:35 to play here before halftime. We will come back and get you ready for the third quarter right after this break. You're listening to the 2021 2A quarterfinals on IdahoSports.com.
The Westside School District has maintained the same conservative annual levy since 2004. This rate of $185 per student tax rate is 10 times less than the state of Idaho average, which is $2,000 per student. Now, this has been possible because of generous donors, as well as the school district being able to utilize sound financial practices. Now, even with this low tax rate, the district has completed 7 major construction projects and has also been able to achieve and maintain some of the highest academic test scores in the entire state.
Welcome back to Westside High School. Brandon Bainey with you here on IdahoSports.com. We just heard from Superintendent Barzy of the Westside School District. The Westside School District is one of Idaho's premier public school districts and one of the most financially responsible. The district is getting tons of new students, and it needs to make room for them with new, wisely budgeted buildings and facilities. Just recently, Westside received an incredible $400,000 match donation commitment from the Larry and Gail Miller Family Foundation, but now they need your help to match that donation. Please donate whatever you can by going to westside202.com and selecting Donate from the main menu. Thank you for supporting Westside. They've got this incredible renovation project going on, and they are one of the best school districts in the state of Idaho in terms of using their budgets and their funds responsibly. So Westside continuing to be a standard in terms of academics and athletics. The volleyball team won the 2A state title last week. Cross-country runners did well, and here we go, second half underway. That kick bobbled at the 10-yard line. On the return, look at this. It's Westside taking it up to the 29-yard line. Out on the return was Hayden Robinson. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates, working left to right here in this third quarter of action. So here we are into the third. Somebody was asking us for a North Fremont Melba score, and we'll try and find it, but our main focus here is broadcasting the game, so we'll pass it along if we hear it. But right now, the game we're worried about is in front of us. Westside leading Grangeville 28-0 here as we begin the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Handoff, actually quarterback keeper for Blaze Brown off the right side, got right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Miles LaFay in there for Grangeville, as well as Trid Charlie comboing on that stop for the Bulldogs. So no gain on that carry by Blaze Brown. Makes it 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates, still working from their own 30-yard line. Brown, handoff left to right. This is Cage Brokens, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, and brought down at the Grangeville 46-yard line. That is a gain of 28 and a 1st down.
Yeah, it's going back to that contain, making sure that they don't get those outside bounces that go for 10 or 12 each time.
So 1st and 10 for the Pirates. It is Brown working out of a shotgun formation. Tailback on his right side is Moser. Quarterback keeper for Brown, the 40, the 35, the 25, the 20, and brought down around the 18-yard line of Grangeville. Another big run for Blaze Brown on a QB keeper up the middle, and another first down for WestSide.
That's Josh Nichols on the stop there, playing, kind of a free safety out there. He's kind of the last man to beat, and he's able to take him down.
Gain of 28 on that carry by Brown, and it's 1st and 10 for WestSide. Ball at the Grangeville 18 with 10:15 to play here in the 3rd. Brown out of the shotgun, handoff to Brokens, working left to right. Brokens popped around the 12-yard line. Big stop that time from Grangeville's Caleb Fry.
Yeah, he kind of slipped, and as the tackle was happening, kind of hitting a cement wall as he kind of was taken down into the, to the grass there.
So 2nd down and 4. Brown under center, handoff to Plancarte, working right to left, and Plancarte inside the 10. Awfully close to the first down marker. We'll see if he got it. They say he did. So they needed 4 yards, and Plancarte is able to take it all the way to the 6, actually, where it'll be 1st and goal. So a 6-yard gain for Plancarte. 9:20 to play here in the 3rd. 28-0 WestSide lead. 1st and goal from the Grangeville 6. Brown under center, handoff to Brokens, working left to right. Actually, Plancarte on that carry, and Plancarte chased down in the backfield. Good penetration by Isaac Dewey on the stop for the Bulldogs.
I think it's going to be stops like that, Brandon, that'll lead to some defensive holds here for the Bulldogs. Just being able to read those sweeps that the Pirates like to do.
I mean, if Grangeville allows a touchdown here, then almost every possession becomes must score for the Bulldogs. WestSide leading 28-0, 8:40 to play in the 3rd. 2nd and goal from the 5. Brown under center, handoff counter play right side. Parker Moser cutting to the edge, keeps it going and takes it into the end zone for a touchdown on the right side of the formation. Parker Moser runs it in from 5 yards away. And that's the thing. There's so many guys in this offense. Brown, Shirtliff, Moser, Brokens, Plancarte. They can all beat you.
Yeah, it's definitely an arsenal of weapons here that WestSide has at their disposal just to keep any kind of defense on their toes. They turn any defense into Swiss cheese just in their executions.
Plancarte for the point after, and short. That ball was short, and so it will remain 34-0 WestSide here with 8:15 to play in the 3rd. Today's game brought to you in part by Preston Auto Parts. For over 20 years, Preston Auto Parts has been serving the folks in Preston and the surrounding area with the best auto parts and customer service around. Preston Auto Parts is an independent CarQuest dealer and proudly supports Preston and WestSide athletics. Preston Auto Parts wants to wish the boys good luck in the state playoffs today. Today's game also brought to you by UNI Furniture. They'd like to wish the WestSide boys good luck in the tournament. The U is for Utah and the I is for Idaho, and they offer complete home furnishings, appliances, and flooring products that are up to date, and they commit to giving you the best buy at UNI. Go Pirates from UNI Furniture. And Cliff Stokes Plumbing, serving the Cache Valley for 10 years. Cliff has over 35 years of experience in the plumbing industry. So whether it's a new install, a repair, a water heater change out, or maybe time for an upgrade, call the experts at Cliff Stokes Plumbing at 435-770-8251. Cliff Stokes Plumbing wants to wish the WestSide boys good luck in the state playoffs. So WestSide to kick off again here with 8:15 to play in the 3rd. Shirtliff into the wind, a very short kick taken to the 20-yard line by Caleb Fry. He'll return it out to the 25 and to the 26-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. So we talked about it here, Matt. Down 34-0. Every possession pretty much a must score now for Grangeville.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna, like I said, it's picking up your boys after each play, keeping it strong, keeping it running, keeping it rolling.
8:10 to play here in the third. 34-0 lead. Grangeville will break the huddle here. Lindsley out of the shotgun, 2 receivers either side. Tailback behind him in the pistol. Over the middle, that's caught by LaFay across the 30 and up to the 34-yard line. LaFay from Lindsley. That is a gain of 6. Actually, a gain of 8 and 2nd and 2. And you feel like if Grangeville is going to make a comeback, Miles LaFay is going to be a guy that is a big part of that reason. He's a great receiver, defensive back, return man as well. 7:35 and counting in the third. Grangeville trailing 34-0. Bulldogs working right to left in this second half, this third quarter of action. 2nd and 2 for the Bulldogs from their own 34. Lindsley back to pass, pump fakes into the flat. Now throwing off his back foot, too high, incomplete. Coverage on the far side by WestSide's Bryler Shirtliff, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, I saw some things I really liked right there, Brendan. I saw, a good offensive line hold. He had plenty of time just to scan, and it's just a little bit of air underneath that throw as he overthrew his intended receiver.
Well, he had to throw it off his back foot too, right? Because the WestSide pass rush was getting home, and he wanted to go in the flat initially to Geckner, but that was covered, and so he had to look for his second option. 3rd and 2 for Grangeville. It's an I formation. Lindsley under center with a receiver to the right side, tight end to the left. It is a handoff off the right side for Geckner, and he's got enough for the 1st down. Needed 2, and Geckner picked up 3. And Grangeville will move the chains.
It's repetition, Brandon. It's gonna just these short chops, just a little bit at a time. 3 or 4 each run they get, and eventually they'll get these explosive either tosses or sweeps that will get them a little bit further, and that's gonna put points on the board for this Bulldog offense.
1st and 10 for Grangeville. Lindsley, play action fake, rolling out right side, in trouble, throws it, it's intercepted. Cage Brokens at the 35-yard line. Nearly went down on the sack as Easton Henderson applied the pressure. He threw it at the last moment and threw it right to Cage Brokens. That is the 4th interception by WestSide today. With 6:46 to play in the third, the Pirates get the ball back.
Yeah, that's going to be disheartening for this Bulldogs unit, just shut down after they put together a couple good plays there, a couple good strings.
So 1st and 10 for WestSide off the turnover. 6:46 to play in the third. A 34-0 WestSide lead. Handoff to Brokens up the middle, and Brokens will take it across the 30 to the 26-yard line.
Late flags come flying in.
What do you think the call is here, Matt?
I wonder if there's a little bit of extracurricular stuff happening after the play. That's what I'm seeing. They'll confer here on about the 28-yard line.
So, Matt, when you're not broadcasting for us at IdahoSports.com, you are an official at the freshman and JV levels. You did football this year. So I like having you on the broadcast because I can pick your brain about, the flag and what the call was and the interpretation and all that stuff. I had a question. So last night I was doing a game in Holt Arena, one of these playoff games. Let's get the call here first, and then I'll ask you my question. Face mask against Grangeville, 5-yard variety. So because of the yardage, that will be enough for the 1st down. And we will count that run for WestSide as well. So 1st and 10, Ball now at the Grangeville 31-yard line. Actually, the 21-yard line. Brown under center, handoff right side to Parker Moser. Moser across the 20, stumbling and tripping and falling at the 17 with 6:15 to play in the third. Okay, so last night, 2 officials threw flags on the play, and as they picked them up, they realized it wasn't their flag, so the 2 officials threw the flags to each other. Does each official have his own personal yellow flag?
I mean, yeah, you buy your own, and for most scenarios, it really doesn't matter. They're all the same. I guess some refs are particular about that.
Okay, well, I was wondering because the 2 refs picked up the flags and then they kind of threw them to each other, and I was like, oh, they must have had the wrong ones. It was interesting. 5-yard run for Parker Moser. 2nd and 5. Moser off the left side this time. Moser cutting inside the 10 and down around the 3-yard line. It looks like where it'll be 1st and goal. So Parker Moser is kind of the future back, right? Plancarte is a senior. Cage Brokens is a senior. And so when those guys leave, Parker Moser just a sophomore. So he's going to be the bell cow of the offense next year for WestSide. And they've kind of just been sporadically getting him some action as a sophomore, which is how you build a good program, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting him playoff experience here, especially early off, that's going to be it's going to pay dividends to this Pirate program.
1st and goal from the 2 for WestSide. Brown under center. 4 backs behind him. Moser with the carry. Moser into the end zone for a WestSide touchdown.
You'll notice the very on theme here in Dayton. They have fireworks going off after each touchdown for the Pirates, kind of like a cannon, firing on a pirate ship. It's just a nice touch. I wonder, do they only do this for the playoffs? Or
oh, no, they did it in the regular season, and you're in for a treat, Matt, because at the end of the game, they take all the fireworks that weren't used and shoot them all off anyways. So the fans are always treated to a nice little fireworks show when it's over.
So we're hoping for low-scoring games. We have more
to watch, although in the daytime, I'm not sure how cool it'll look, but at night, it's really cool. The point after by Plancarte is in, and it's now 41-0 WestSide with 4:55 to play in the third. Today's game on IdahoSports.com brought to you in part by Syringa Hospital and Clinics, proud to share its home with the Grangeville Bulldogs. Their highest priority is keeping every student healthy and safe so they can continue to shine athletically and academically. Syringa provides quality health care right at home, where Bulldogs have access to sports physicals, physical therapy, MRI, CT, X-ray scans, and much more. Check first with Syringa to get the quality care you need with people who care about your success. Syringa Hospital and Clinics, 208-983-1700, dedicated to providing you the quality healthcare experience you deserve. You could hear the WestSide Pep Band directly to our right playing the Imperial March, the Darth Vader theme from Star Wars. And WestSide is kind of like the Darth Vader of 2A football. They're the big bad dude on the block and everybody trying to knock them off and give them their best shot. Miles LaFay returns this kick out to the 35-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Grangeville. With WestSide up 41-0, 4:48 to play in the third. It certainly looks like the Pirates are on their way to their 32nd consecutive win. And when you talk to head coach Tyson Moser, last year WestSide went undefeated and won the state title. This year, undefeated. If they're going to win the state title, again, it'll be an undefeated season. He goes, honestly, I'd be okay with a loss in a non-conference game in the regular season. He says sometimes you can learn, from a loss, and we haven't had those. They've really only had one close game. It was the season opener against Firth that they won 26-20 in overtime. So Coach Moser says, yeah, the win streak is nice and being undefeated is nice, but, ultimately we wouldn't have minded a loss here or there so our guys can learn a little more. Lindsley on 1st down, firing too high over to the sideline. Breiler shirt lift in coverage, incomplete 2nd down. So it's just kind of an interesting point, right?
Yeah, definitely. When you do have a big undefeated record like that, it kind of builds on you, and the pressure it just keeps surmounting, and everyone wants a piece of it, and you get these bigger non-conference games, maybe a 3A game here, and there's always the worry that, we got to defend the title, but it's also, it's just take care of what you do inside conference and at the 2A level, and then you're fine. You're fine.
2nd and 10. Lindsley back to pass over the middle. That's caught by LaFay at the 30, but brought down immediately by Owen Nielsen for WestSide. So LaFay is able to pick up 5, and it will be 3rd and 5 now for the Bulldogs. Well, closer to 3rd and 4. We'll call it a 6-yard gain. For LaFay now, that's his 3rd catch. 3 catches for 18 yards. We'll see if Grangeville can convert here on 3rd and 4 from their own 30-yard line, 31-yard line with 4:09 to play in the 3rd. Lindsley hit as he throws, floating it for Fry, overshot him, incomplete 4th down. Fry was open on the out route around the 35-yard line, but the pressure again came home. Lindsley was hit as he threw it. 4th down, and Grangeville will have to punt. And I'm wondering if at some point we see WestSide maybe start to sub in some of those backup players, up 41-0 with 4:03 to play. For the moment, maybe they'll let him play through the 3rd. We'll see. Bryler Shirtliff is back to return this punt for WestSide. Here's the kick, and it's a good one with the wind. It's actually Henderson who's got to retreat back and get it. And look at this. It's going to roll all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Wow. So the gross punt that time from Grangeville went nearly 70 yards. Net punt closer to 50.
Yeah, it's that wind. You can see with our flags here in the end zone and behind us on the bleachers. It's just rippling. It's blowing pretty strong.
A windy day in Dayton, Idaho. WestSide Pirates leading 41-0 over Grangeville in this 2A quarterfinal battle. 3:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates from their own 20-yard line. It does look like the starting unit still out there for WestSide. Brown going to break the huddle and send a receiver out to the left, Bryler Shirtliff, and he's got 3 backs in the backfield behind him here. Brown under center. It's a quick hitter to Plancarte up the middle, and Plancarte across the 25 to the 26. That is a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. WestSide at this point, I think, just going to keep it on the ground here, do what they do, and continue to rip off the yardage.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword. They're marching downfield looking at the scoreboard, so they have that advantage, but they're also going into the wind, so keeping on the ground is definitely the plan.
2nd and 5. Plancarte off the right side, bouncing it outside and picking up the 1st down. Needed to get to the 30, and he was right there when he was brought down by Josh Nichols. So Plancarte 5 more, and another 1st down for WestSide.
Brandon, it's kind of a funny story. I had an experience this season in reffing that we had to figure out what the rule was as far as a running clock. And I was on a squad of refs that we assumed it was 40 and 40 points, but I'm not really too sure on what the rule is because it's not running today.
Right. In the playoffs, there is no running clock as they hand off to Moser, and Moser this time is smacked in the backfield. Nice tackle by Thomas Cashmitter of Grangeville coming up to make the stop as Moser loses 3. So, yeah, in the regular season, I think it's 40 in the second half, or it's 45 in the second half. I don't remember the point total.
Yeah, it's one of those two. I've heard variations of it's only in the 4th quarter, and I'm not sure.
Headline: even the officials don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But in the playoffs, that's all moot. There's no running clock. We'll just continue to play things out as normal. This is Parker Moser again across the 30 up to the Grangeville 35-yard line, a gain of 7, and another 1st down for the Pirates. 1:50 to play in the 3rd, leading 41-0. In on the tackle that time for Grangeville was Trid Charlie. So 7 more for Moser there, 1st and 10.
Here's another one of those key stops. If they get the 3rd down stop here, that's setting up for a punt into the wind.
Brown back to pass on 3rd down and 5. Will throw over the middle. That's caught Breiler's Shirtliff at the 35-yard line, out of bounds at the 36.
Shirtliff just having the height advantage on a lot of these other, a lot of his opponents that he's played and playing today especially. He's a formidable foe out there, just with the height and the reach, just being able to pull in things anywhere in his orbit.
So an 11-yard completion to Breiler Shirtliff. Takes it to the 46-yard line. I think I said the 36. Takes it to the 46, where it is a 1st and 10 for WestSide with 55 seconds and rolling here in this 3rd quarter. Brown under center, 3 backs behind him. Handoff right side, Parker Moser, the 50, cutting to the outside and brought down at the 46-yard line of Grangeville. That was a nice tackle by Josh Nichols. So Josh Nichols, the good news is he's been in on a lot of tackles today. The bad news is he's in the secondary, which means that WestSide's probably picking up a lot of 1st downs. That time, Moser was able to get 7 on the carry. It's now 2nd and 3 for WestSide. Final 20 seconds of this 3rd quarter. This should be the final play of the period with the Pirates up 41-0. Brown under center, split backs behind him. Handoff right side. This is Brokens. And Brokens will take it to the 45, where it'll be 3rd down and 1 for WestSide when we begin the 4th quarter of action. But after 3, Pirates rolling in the quarterfinal round over Grangeville, 41-0. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1FCU. With our exclusive high school and college designs, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to WestSide High School in Dayton, Idaho. And on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, we talked about the wind blowing a lot, but temperature-wise, it's been right in the mid-50s. So all things considered, for the first week of November, this ain't bad. Brandon Bainey alongside Matt Kelly here on IdahoSports.com. The WestSide Pirates leading the Grangeville Bulldogs 41-0 as we begin this 4th quarter of action. We flipped the field. WestSide now working right to left in this 4th quarter of action, facing a 3rd down and 1 at the Grangeville 45-yard line. They will hand off up the middle and take it to the 40-yard line for a gain of 5 and a 1st down. That was actually Blaze Brown on a quarterback keeper. So Brown keeps it, takes it for 5 and a 1st down. Last year, the quarterfinal round, it was raining, because I was here in WestSide for the Grangeville-WestSide game. It was raining sideways, and then the semifinal round next week is when that huge blizzard hit East Idaho. You had I think it was a 13-7 WestSide win over Declo in one semifinal, and then Firth got past North Fremont 7-6 in the other semi in that classic where Tayden Jacobson returned that fumble 87 yards for a touchdown as Firth upset North Fremont to get to the championship. And all of those teams still in play this year. North Fremont playing Melba today, WestSide trying to advance, and Firth advanced to the semifinals last night with that wild victory over Declo. That was a game we had on IdahoSports.com as well. Parker Moser carries here on 1st and 10 for a gain of 6 to make it 2nd down and 4 for the Pirates. Ball is at the Grangeville 33-yard line. So last night, Firth rallied to beat Declo 20-16. The game-winning 20-yard touchdown pass came on 4th and 19. As time was running out, there's about 30 seconds to play. Firth didn't have any timeouts, and Gage Vasquez just threw it up to Burton Park, wide open for the touchdown. Blown coverage by Declo as the fullback takes this to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 13 on the carry for Westside's Easton Shirtliff, his first carry today, and another first down for Westside. So basically what I'm saying is the 2A field, very competitive. Westside's going to move on to the semis where they will take on Bear Lake next weekend. Firth will play the winner of North Fremont and Melba, and at last check, it looked like North Fremont was ahead in that game. So should be a great Final Four in the 2A ranks. Handoff right side this time. This is Eli Brown on the carry. So now we see Westside starting to bring in some of their backups here. Eli Brown is a sophomore. He's the younger brother of Blaze Brown, and he's going to take over the quarterback position once Blaze graduates this year.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see that in these small town communities. Just it's a family of quarterbacks. Just each brother takes their turn at the helm of the team.
Yes, definitely so. So it'll be second down and 12 now for the Pirates with 9:29 to play in this ball game. Westside leading 41-0, and Grangeville jumps off sides. Boy, Rusty Baggett, the defensive end on the right side, was all the way into the backfield before the official could even blow the whistle. So encroachment against Grangeville. Instead of second and 12 for Westside, now it will be second down and 7.
Yeah, I love the enthusiasm, and he had he definitely would have had his look into the backfield of the Pirates, but just a little early.
Crew Sage, a freshman in the backfield, and Sage will get the carry across the 15 down to the 11. And a timeout spent here by Grangeville and their head coach, Jeff Adams. So Crew Sage on the carry there for Westside. Ends up taking it for a gain of 4, where it'll be third down and 3. So I think this late in the game, Matt, Coach Adams is, this is where you take a timeout and you're talking to your seniors, and kind of one last time, you're going to tell your guys how proud you are of how far they've come this year. And even though it's not going the way you wanted it to today, you can finish this game high with pride and keep your heads up, right?
Absolutely, and it's never a shame to make it into the playoffs, especially this deep. That's always something to be proud of, and playoff experience for the younger guys, and also just it's a road trip with your boys across the state.
A long trip down here for Grangeville. It's going to be a long trip back home as well. As we break the huddle, finally, Angel Montano had to lace up his cleat, and now he jogs back out to play right tackle. Under center, Eli Brown on 3rd and 3. Penalty flag before the play can start. Easton Henderson gets the carry. Easton Shirtliff gets the carry. But penalty flags, this is against Westside.
Yeah, and there's another one after the play. Just I think someone got a little bit of a late hit.
So 8:55 to play. And so what do we think here, Matt? Offsetting penalties?
Yeah, I saw the white hat put his hands out to the sides like he was saying that it's going to offset.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. I think it was offsides. Halfback jumped on that one a little bit too early, and then I think there was just a late hit on the Bulldogs after the play.
So this is something that Westside has done several times this year as they've been in blowouts. Bryler Shirtliff, who had a great game today, right? Caught a couple touchdowns, had an interception. He's on the sideline now wearing a coach's headset. You can see him there wearing the jersey number 23, and he is on the coach's headset calling the plays that he's talking to the coaches up in the box upstairs. He's done this a number of times today, so he's having fun with it. Maybe he has a future career as a coach, Bryler Shirtliff. But first, he's going to play for Idaho State University. That was a huge get for head coach Rob Fennessy to get Bryler Shirtliff to commit to the Bengals. I thought that was huge. So it'll be a first down for Westside here. So it looks like it was not offsetting penalties, right? Just a penalty against Grangeville.
Yeah, I think after conferring, they just did the one.
So that's interesting because right as the play started, that's when they threw the flag. You thought it was a holding call, but apparently both penalties were against Grangeville. WestSide will take the face mask penalty, which will put it at the 10. First and goal from the 10. Handoff up the middle. This is Nielsen. And Owen Nielsen will take it down around the 5 for the Pirates. Nielsen takes it to the 3 where it'll be second and goal. Nielsen becomes the 8th different WestSide ball carrier today as well. Blaze Brown, Christian Plancarte, Cage Brokens, Parker Moser, Easton Shirtliff, Eli Brown, Sage, and Owen Nielsen. Brown under center, trying to push it ahead on second and goal from the 3. We'll take it to the 1. It's now third and goal. From the 1, 7:40 and counting in this ball game. WestSide leading 41-0 over Grangeville.
Is that, let's see, 28?
That's Owen Nielsen.
He checked in for the Pirates.
He had an interception on defense earlier today, one of 4 interceptions by WestSide. Plancarte, Shirtliff, Brokens, and Nielsen all had interceptions. Nielsen fumbles this ball, though, back at the 5-yard line, and I think he was able to fall back on top of it. He did. It is fourth and goal now for WestSide, though, from the 5.
The Pirates figuring out what they're going to do on this play.
They'll stay out there and go for it, for sure. Now, I guess here's where I'm at with it. You know, you've got this game in hand, 41-0, 6:55 to play. Why not try a field goal? You never know if you get to a semifinal or a championship if WestSide is going to need a field goal from Plancarte. It would be a great time to practice it, but instead they'll keep the backup offense out there. They will hand off to Easton Shirtliff, and he'll take it in off the left side for a WestSide touchdown. So Easton Shirtliff runs it in from 5 yards out. 47-0. WestSide pending the point after. And Plancarte again to kick here for the Pirates with 6:41 to play in this ball game. Plancarte ready. His last kick was short, and this one is through. So 48-0 WestSide with 6:41 to play in this ball game. Today's game brought to you in part by Cash and Carry Foods in Grangeville. They've been family owned and operated since 1978, providing a unique and family-friendly shopping experience. They have a large selection of fresh fruits and vegetables, including locally grown produce when available. Their meats are fresh cut and special orders are always welcome. Cash and Carry Foods also has the best deli, bakery, and frozen foods section around. Come in and see for yourself at 222 East Main Street in Grangeville and check out their weekly ad at cashcarryfoods.com. Today's game also brought to you by Columbia Grain, a proud supporter of Grangeville Athletics, wants to wish the Bulldogs good luck at state. 208-340-2911, that's Columbia Grain. Also, Les Schwab in Grangeville, where manager Jeremy Zimmerman and his crew are committed to getting you back on the road safely. Les Schwab doing the right thing since 1952. Give them a call today at 208-983-1650 or stop by 411 East Main Street. Les Schwab in Grangeville is a proud supporter of the Grangeville Bulldogs. The pep band playing the tunes well into the fourth quarter. 6:41 to play in this ball game. WestSide leading 48-0 over Grangeville. And now ready to kick off. I can hear myself think again. Here we go. Easton Shirtliff will kick off for the Pirates. Taken at the 15-yard line out to the 25. A penalty flag in at the end of this play, as well as Caleb Fry returns it for the Bulldogs. Any guesses on what the call is here, Matt?
Yeah, and it was coming from this sideline official here on the backside of the play. I wonder if it's a holding. a player picked up the ref's flag and was handing it back to him, but the ref just tossed it back on the ground. You just want to make sure you always just leave that alone. It's there to mark a spot.
So it will be against Grangeville on the return, a holding call. So we'll move it back to the 19-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with 6:36 to play. And now if you're Grangeville, I mean, just a chance to get on the scoreboard would be huge here against WestSide, right? You're not going to win the game, but you can try and finish strong by getting a score.
Yeah, kind of almost putting a little bit of respect on the name and also just something to work forward to as a team.
Lindsley out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 from his own 19. Going to take a deep shot for LaFay. It is broken up and intercepted at the 50-yard line. That is the freshman, Sage, coming away with the pick. Crew Sage, who just came in as a backup. You'll notice he wasn't even on the varsity team during the season. His jersey number 6 is different from the varsity. That is his freshman jersey. This is what WestSide does at the end of the year when the freshman season is over. They all get a suit up, and he's out there and gets an interception.
Yeah, really awesome to see that. See the younger guys getting some real experience here in the playoffs. Against even a good team as Grangeville.
5th interception by the Pirates today. Breiler Shirtlift, Christian Plancarte, Owen Nielsen, Cage Brokens, and Crew Sage all with interceptions for the Pirates. And you'll notice all of those guys playmakers on the WestSide offense as well. And that's what makes them so tough.
Yeah, it's definitely endurance to go both ways, offense and defense.
So Crew Sage, the freshman, comes away with the interception for WestSide. Wind all of a sudden really whipping around here in Dayton. 6:24 to go in this ball game. 48-0 Pirate lead. 1st and 10 for the Pirates from their own 49-yard line following their 5th interception. They didn't have 11 guys on the field. They as they hand off on 1st down. This will be coming back on a penalty as they very hurriedly pushed McKay Mumford out there to line up at wide receiver. Head coach Tyson Moser, looked at McKay Mumford and said, "Hey, you're supposed to be the wide receiver on the near side. We only had 10 guys." He kind of pushed Mumford out there, and he wasn't quite set when the ball was first snapped. So this will be against WestSide here. I like this, though. This is a good teaching moment. Coach Moser talking to the youngster, McKay Mumford. They don't have the years in school listed on the official roster, but McKay Mumford is a sophomore. And so for McKay Mumford, a great chance to get some one-on-one instruction from head coach Tyson Moser and a 15-yard penalty here against WestSide, or excuse me, a 10-yard penalty against WestSide.
Well, and it's something that will happen when you do start playing younger players. They forget that they're supposed to be on the field at that time, and you kind of have to push them onto the field.
1st and 15. Speaking of pushing, this is Jack Olson pushing ahead for WestSide. He becomes the 9th different ball carrier in the game today for the Pirates, and he will take it for a gain of 5 to make it 2nd and 10. And I am officially out of room in my little score sheet I'm keeping here. They only have room for 8 guys to run the ball, so anything else I'm going to have to get creative. 2nd and 10. Handoff inside to Olson, and he is popped. Wow, that was a big hit delivered by Caleb Fry as he met him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say that Olson's forward progress gave him a yard.
Yeah, it's, just an older classman just kind of showing these younger guys that you got to be running faster than that. You got to get lower, otherwise I'm gonna hit you and pop you back.
3rd and 9 now for WestSide. 5 minutes to play in this 2A quarterfinal, leading 48-0. Eli Brown under center, and Grangeville jumps again. Hard count got the Bulldogs to bite. That was Thomas Cashmitter who came across the line. So Encroachment against Grangeville. Now, I guess it's probably offsides, right? There's no encroachment in high school, right? That's at the professional level?
Well, I think it is called encroachment.
And we just call it offsides generically?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. 3rd and 5, handoff left side for WestSide. It is a 4-yard gain for Crusade, and it'll be 4th down and 1 for the Pirates. Sorry, go ahead and continue. I kind of cut you off there.
And that's at least what it says in the book. But obviously, like everyone just says it's offsides, defense or offense, and you even see that in college often. Sometimes they'll still say offsides.
That's the slang name, but the official name is encroachment. 4th and 1, WestSide tried to pick up the first down with Jack Olson, and he didn't get it. Grangeville gets the turnover on downs.
Ball was dropped actually, and he was able to jump back on it. Just kind of missing his hands as he's put into what they call the bread basket.
Right. So now Grangeville with the turnover on downs has it 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line with 4:10 to play. Lindsley will line up under center in an I formation. Will turn and hand off to Geckner, the fullback, and Geckner out across the 45 up to the 49-yard line, 2nd and short. A lot of time left, right? 3:55 and counting in this ball game. 48-0 WestSide, and we talked about again Grangeville just trying to get that score, right? Avoid the shutout.
Yep.
Bulldogs fought hard today, but Grangeville is a good team. WestSide is a great team, like historically great, right? This is going to be their 32nd win in a row as Caleb Fry takes it to the 45-yard line of WestSide for a Grangeville first down. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 45-yard line of WestSide with 3:25 to play.
Yeah, for WestSide, I think it's definitely going to be it's a legacy thing. Build it up. Get your kids starting young in the little leagues, trying to get them used to playing at this higher level.
And off the right side up to the 41-yard line. Caleb Fry on the carry again. And this is a Grangeville team that came into the season with high expectations. And certainly, they wanted to get back to the playoffs again, but they wanted it to be in a better position, in terms of the bracket, where they didn't have to maybe face WestSide right away. But the way it worked with their schedule and max preps and all that stuff just wasn't meant to be. Handoff off the left side this time. This is Geckner on 2nd down and 6. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3 now for Grangeville. Ball at the WestSide 37-yard line with 2.5 to play. So max preps is kind of like a swear word up in Grangeville, I think. Not too happy with the max preps ranking system. Could be a factor in basketball season as well for Grangeville up north. 3rd down and 3, rolling out. Lindsley firing deep for LaFay. It is caught at the 16-yard line. What a grab by, actually not LaFay. That was Cody Clement who made that catch. Wow, what a catch by Clement. And it's 1st and 10 for Grangeville with the ball at the WestSide 16-yard line. 2:05 and counting in this ball game. Had to really extend up and grab it. What a catch by Clement.
Here is the Bulldogs marching for a good drive here.
Lindsley, bootleg, rolling out left side, has time. Will throw off his back foot. That is Clement again making the reception and out of bounds at the 5, where it'll be 1st and goal for Grangeville. 1:46 to play in this ball game. WestSide leading 48-0. Grangeville trying to get a score before the end of the game. Looks like Grangeville needs a lineman to sub in, and jogging in from the sideline is Talon Brown, a freshman. Coach Adams gives the play call to Lindsley. 1st and goal from the 5 for the Bulldogs. 1:46 to play. Trailing 48-0, just trying to get a score before the end of the game. And the freshman Talon Brown is at center. They snap it to Lindsley. They hand off in the backfield. Actually, that looked like one of the linemen on the carry. Let's get a look at who ran that ball. I think on the carry that time for Grangeville was Bo Bruises, a freshman offensive lineman. Only got 2 yards. It's 2nd and goal from the 8.
You know,
lost 3 yards, 2nd and goal from the 8.
That's something you try here with being down by that much. You just kind of put in one of the bigger guys, try and treat him like a wrecking ball.
Yeah. Here they are lining up again for it. It's actually Trevor Early who's in the backfield. A couple of linemen in there. Lindsley throwing short of LaFay. 3rd and goal from the 8 with 56 seconds to play. So, yeah, Lindsley is in the backfield, and instead of the traditional, Geckner and Fry, the 2 running backs, it's 2 linemen. It's Trevor Early and Bo Bruises. It's kind of fun to see. Letting the big guys play in the backfield, that's always fun. Now it is a 3rd down and goal from the 8. Lindsley under center. Toss play to Early. Early inside the 5 and down to the 4 where it's 4th and goal with 45 seconds to play. So again, they're trying inside the 5 and down to the 4 where it's 4th and goal with 45 seconds to play. So again, they're trying to get that big fella the touchdown, Trevor Early. He is a sophomore offensive lineman. Final 30 seconds to play. 4th and goal from the 5 for Grangeville. Lindsley under center, I formation again. Trevor Early, the deep back, quarterback sneak for Lindsley. And into the end zone for a Grangeville touchdown. The Bulldogs are on the board with 15 seconds to play.
And that's what they were looking for, right? They wanted to just put 1 on the board and, a combination of, some bigger guys, some bigger younger guys to push it in, and also, just quarterback just sneaking it right in.
15 seconds to play, and Grangeville going to line up and go for 2 now. 2, why not? Lindsley under center will turn and hand off to Early, and Trevor Early, the sophomore lineman, runs it in for the 2-point conversion to make it 48-8, WestSide with 15 seconds to play. Today's game brought to you by Irwin Drug. Whether you're in a rush to pick up a Hallmark card, health and beauty supplies, or making a beeline to the pharmacy, Irwin Drug in Grangeville understands the busy pace of everyday life. Locally owned and operated since 1944, they understand the value of offering competitive prices without compromising small-town service. Visit them in person and enjoy the colorful variety and beautifully displayed sundry items they have stocked on their shelves at Irwin Drug. You can find them at 146 West Main Street in Grangeville. You can check them out online at irwindrug.com or give them a call at 208-983-1090. Irwin Drug proudly supports Grangeville Athletics. 15 seconds to play. Grangeville gets the touchdown, a 5-yard run by Jared Lindsley. And now the Bulldogs will kick off to WestSide with just 15 seconds to play. As the pep band serenades us with, do you know the song, Matt, they were just playing?
Crazy Train.
That's right. And who did that song in real life?
Ozzy Osbourne.
That's right. All right, Matt. You know your music. Across the 35-yard line, a return for WestSide. And that was Cruz Sage again, the freshman on the return for the Pirates. And with 9 seconds to play, WestSide will just kneel on the ball here, leading 48-8, and call it a day. WestSide, very impressive performance out